Are you ready?
Agility from the champion. Oh, deep six! That could be a delivered this deep six.
Evening, everybody. We are back. It has been a couple months, and I have missed you all. I've missed doing this, but we are back. This is the top of the new year. It's a new year. We're in Royal Rumble season. Royal Rumble is tomorrow night. I can't believe this is the first month of the year. Has already gone by so fast. But yes, we have been on a little bit of a hiatus, sort of inadvertent hiatus, trying to figure things out as a lot of, different life changes and moving from one place to another and just figuring out stuff. But we're back. We're back. And I got some glasses on and, looking kind of cool at the moment. But so how you guys all doing? Please leave in the comments of this YouTube link that you guys are watching right now, which will help me out because I'm solo. I'm by myself, but not really because I see a couple people watching. But leave in the comments of who you guys think are going to win the Royal Rumble matches tonight with the men's and the women and the two championship matches. Just type in the winners and we'll go off of that for your comments tonight. So a lot of big news this week. I have to actually kind of watch what I say here due to the fact that we probably have people at a young age. So I gotta watch my words here. Vince McMahon is officially resigned. He resigned from WWE tonight at around 9:15 p.m. is when I saw the news come out. He tendered his resignation. A lot of you guys know what happened. I'm not going to go into detail right now, but due to allegations of trafficking, and allegations of inappropriate relations. We'll leave it at that for now. Lots of blackmailing going on and the whole 9 yards. Definitely unprofessional. So as a result, we knew this was coming. I was telling a bunch of my people that I know for last 24 hours. Vince isn't going to last another week. I was expecting he was going to get future endeavored, but he tendered his resignation in tonight within 24 hours. I read that 67-page lawsuit letter that came out. It took me about an hour. And let me tell you, that was a doozy. It was the details, and I almost prefer not even having to have read the 67-page lawsuit because of the detail of the graphic nature. But anyhow, moving on. Raw is going to be on Netflix in January, so that's going to be pretty cool. There's no official word of what night WWE Raw is going to be on, although Nick Khan still prefers Monday night. I think that would be great. We know that NBC is gonna, lose viewerships because of USA. They own USA Network, so USA Network is definitely going to take a hit for sure. I would think. You got NXT still there, and NBC is still going to have the rights to WWE PLE for another 2 years. To my understanding, to the end of 2025. That's this year, next year. So we'll see what goes on with that. Kevin Patrick, the SmackDown announcer, is gone. Something that kind of had to be done. I thought he was okay, and the reason why is because you kind of had Corey Graves beside Kevin Patrick, the entire time of these shows, so it was kind of bearable. I didn't think it was terrible. But Kevin Patrick is gone, and hopefully he, from my understanding, great guy behind the scenes. and I'm hoping nothing but the best for him. I hear he does really good calling soccer matches, so you never know if he's going to go down that route. But anyhow, I think that's all we got for the news right now. Just a little bit of a side note: people were probably expecting Brock Lesnar to show up tomorrow night on Raw. I do not expect that to be happening at this point. Um, Also, consider the fact that some Chris Jericho news had came out, nothing to the magnitude of Vince McMahon, but the night before AEW World's End, about apparently Chris Jericho making passes at Kylie Ray. And that made some pretty big news. And let me tell you, that Nassau crowd, I was there, was all over Jericho for that. So he was getting booed. It was Boo City in Nassau Coliseum. So WWE is not going to put out Brock Lesnar. They gotta settle this and sweep whatever they can under the rug. TKO technically has nothing to do with this. This is all Vince McMahon. But Lesnar is probably he could have it could have been much worse for Lesnar. I gotta watch what I say here, but it could have been much worse for Lesnar. There was text messages, inappropriate messages going back and forth, and it could have been much worse for Lesnar had he not gotten caught up in a snowstorm and couldn't make it. There were some other circumstances that kind of protected him in a way of not following through on certain things, but Lesnar's going to be off TV, I think, my opinion, tomorrow. So the rumor WrestleMania plans was Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. Probably IC title match, and of course we know Gunther would win. Just to kind of give more Gunther of a giving Gunther more of a rub going into the rest of 2024. But anyhow, moving on. So guys, feel free to please drop some comments, and let's start predicting stuff here. I'm going to start with the first match. We have Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles versus LA Knight and Orton. I mean, guys, let's be real. Roman's winning tomorrow night, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes. But I believe Roman Reigns is going to be in the main event of WrestleMania 40 this year. He has to. I think we see. I think we're going to see some outside interference here from the Bloodline. We're going to see Jimmy and Solo get involved. And yes, we're going to see interference there. So behind me, we've got SmackDown going on right now. Oh, did Damage Control win the tag titles? Damage Control won the tag titles. This is very interesting. And I bet you that Bayley is really the only one without gold now. I think she's getting booted out of Damage Control in about a couple days next week, somewhere in WrestleMania season. Damage Control is the women's tag team champions. Very interesting. Very interesting. Not shocked, but very interesting to say the least. So, yes, Roman Reigns versus AJ versus LA Orton. We're going to get some interference here. That's happening. I don't know if you guys have noticed, every single Roman Reigns match is basically ended the same way. His only 4 matches that he fought last year, and then this whole title reign has all been through the same interference from Jimmy, Solo, Jay when he was in the Bloodline. Tomorrow's not gonna be no different. Roman Reigns is winning tomorrow. Let's see what we got here. If Roman don't win, Orton can help Cody finish his story at Mania. That could be a possibility if there's shenanigans at Mania. I was kind of thinking that maybe somehow QT Marshall from AEW, who was part of the Nightmare Academy with Cody, Dustin Rhodes, that those guys would be at WrestleMania, representing the Rhodes family, to help out, and maybe have Brandy there to hold off Naomi if they happen to have Naomi in the bloodline. But that's maybe I'm not really too positive on that. It's possible. I'm not gonna say yes. Not gonna say no. Just really depends on the circumstance of how the match is being laid out. Um, but I would think you would probably want more of a Rhodes family member to come out and help. We'll get to that. So yeah, absolutely. I got Roman winning. There's really not much more for me to say here. Roman's winning. He's going on to WrestleMania. He's not going to be at Elimination Chamber. So he Roman. We're gonna get to it more once we talk about the men's. But Roman has to lose the title at WrestleMania 40 this year. Absolutely. Moving on, the Women's Royal Rumble. 30 women. There could be some surprises here. I'm expecting possibly Mickie James. I'm definitely expecting AJ Lee. That is the big talk. She's been training for a little while now. With CM Punk back, it does make a little sense that we could see AJ Lee back tomorrow. And I think you probably do it as number 30. Sasha Banks. So I don't think we're getting it. But you got to think back to Survivor Series when WWE shot down the rumors of CM Punk. They weren't getting him. CM Punk was asking too much. And long and behold, CM Punk showed up. So, that being said, the same rhetoric was presented to us a couple weeks ago. We're not getting Sasha. She wants too much money. Deal fell through. Talk stopped. Blah, 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 blah. So, would I be shocked if Sasha showed up at the Royal Rumble? No. But I don't think it's happening. I'm gonna say 20%. 20% chance she is there. 80% chance she's not there. So we're gonna go with that. There's a slight chance. You never know. I mean, WWE's done a pretty good job of keeping things on the wraps lately, as far as surprise entrances and stuff. So I think Triple H has done a good job with that. Feel free to drop your comments. Who do you guys think is going to win the Royal Rumble for the women's? I'm personally leaning towards one of two are going to win. I'm leaning towards Bayley. She's never won a Royal Rumble. You can have Damage Control turn on her, and then Bayley versus Io WrestleMania. Bayley chooses Io. So you can absolutely have that happen. My other guess is Becky Lynch. They have been teasing a number of matches over the past year. They have teased Bianca Belair versus Rhea. I believe that is happening, just not this year. I think it's probably leaning more towards maybe WrestleMania 41. I just don't think it's this year. Becky's been featured more prominently. She's been hotter. She's been the workhorse of the women's division on Raw. One of them, at least, along with Rhea, Nia. Those three have really been featured the most. And then after that, Shayna and Zoe Stark. But I'm leaning really leaning more towards Becky will get the win for the Royal Rumble. And then we're gonna get Becky versus Rhea. I feel like that's what they've been planning. So yeah. I don't know what you do with Becky outside of doing Becky versus Rhea at Mania, so I think it's gotta be Becky. The other option would do Bayley wins and Becky win a number one contender match for the right to see Rhea at Mania. So we'll see how that plays out. As far as any other surprises go, I think that's really about it. I'm really looking for Mickey James. Oh, Naomi. Her TNA contract is up, so I would fully expect her to be at Mania. Um, Tony, yeah. Reigns does retain for sure. We'll get to that in a second. I'll get to the half of this in a second. But yes, Reigns retains for sure. Absolutely, he's got to go into this year's Mania for sure. I'll get back to that comment in a second. Any else, guys? Want to women's Bailey? Yeah, Bailey's the one of my leading candidates. Bailey and really between Bailey and Becky. Bailey's number one in the Rumble. She's been healthy all year. She's been a workhorse too, for sure. With damage control. So I think it's time that they show Bailey flowers. So I would not be shocked at all if Bailey wins. There are ways you can get Becky in her match with Rhea. They can do number one contenders match or something like that. Elimination Chamber is coming up. So yeah, I would say if you guys are betting, Bailey and Becky would be your two safest bets. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And I mean, she's Bailey has been the woman that's been featured most prominently on SmackDown, and in fact, she's on my TV right now. She's been featured prominently. Her in a main storyline with Damage Control. You know the breakup is happening, right? The breakup is definitely happening. Bailey's going to be booted out at some point. Damage Control is going to turn on her. I fully believe that's happening. And then that would probably set up Bailey and Io. Now there's the other X factor in all this, Bianca Belair. I feel like she hasn't really been featured too prominently. She's been around. I really think they're getting Jade Cargill ready for Bianca Belair for Mania. So I do not expect Bianca to win at the Royal Rumble. Bianca Belair has not won at Bianca Belair is undefeated at WrestleMania. So that's going to be interesting how the WWE has their hyped up superstar that they brought in from AEW, Jade Cargill, possibly going against Bianca Belair at Mania, and to give Jade Cargill the loss there, kind of tough in my opinion. So I think Bianca could very possibly suffer her first WrestleMania loss this year. Maybe. We'll see. But if they do have Bianca go over Jade Cargill, they just got to do it in a good, convincing manner where it still makes Jade Cargill look good. So, yeah, Bailey's got a really good chance. She's got a great chance. Bailey and Becky. Now, you know what? Let's go to the U.S. title match really quick. Feel free to drop your comments. We'll be on for a few more minutes. Logan Paul defended his U.S. title versus KO. I don't know if you guys saw. I love how Logan Paul uses his social media presence to build storylines. Caught it the other day. Logan Paul was at the Performance Center in KO, and they got into a ruffle, and KO got into the ring, and they had to be pulled apart. Security everywhere, and Logan Paul throws his Prime. Prime is the drink that he sponsors. Throws his Prime drink at KO. I just thought it was great. And then you've seen Logan Paul about a month ago skiing on the slopes of Vancouver with this U.S. title. I thought that was great. Like Logan Paul's slowly growing on me. Like I just like to see what he does. He's just such a punk, and I'm starting to like it. He's starting to grow on me a little bit. Logan Paul wins this Saturday night because I believe they're building for a feud against LA Knight at WrestleMania, and I think we're getting LA Knight versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania, where LA Knight wins the United States Championship. Unless Logan Paul is going to be around and commit to doing some matches, you really can't keep the belt on him too long, in my opinion. A couple months, I think it's fine. Survivor Series to WrestleMania, it's not terrible, but I think LA Knight will do good for that belt. I think it's about time that WWE gives him some flowers. I'll tell you this much: if CM Punk was not around for this go around, where Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, if CM Punk was not around, I really feel like LA Knight would have been a heavy candidate to be challenging Seth Rollins at WrestleMania this year. But you got the rumors of The Rock, you got CM Punk, and in my opinion, that just kind of stifles other people's pushes that were kind of on a meteoric rise at the moment. So feel free to drop your comments. What do you guys think? Logan or KO? See what's going on behind me here. Got a little face-to-face action going on here. I'll be rewind. I didn't even watch the SmackDown tonight. I'll be rewinding a little bit just to catch up. I've watched about an hour of this. So, but yeah. A couple minutes ago, we saw Damage Control win the tag belts. So, not a long title reign for Katana Chance and her partner. That should have been a little longer, but what are you gonna do? So yeah, I got Logan Paul winning the U.S. Title, retaining the U.S. title. I have Logan Paul holding that till WrestleMania and dropping it to LA Knight at WrestleMania for sure. That's absolutely what we got to do. Yeah. I mean, that and the Roman Reigns title match are the two easiest predictions for sure. Just wait till what I think might happen at the Men's Royal Rumble. So far, what we covered here, Roman Reigns, he's walking out champion. That's absolutely happening. You know, there's gonna be some shenanigans there. Becky Bayley is definitely one of my two picks for winning. I'm leaning just a little bit more of a tad towards Becky though. I think she's gonna get it. Although Bayley deserves it, so a very good chance she gets it too. I'm a little torn with that. Logan Paul is absolutely obvious. All right, so Figgy Smash, how you doing, man? It's been a little bit. So we're gonna talk about the Men's Royal Rumble. I'm gonna make a bold prediction right now of who's gonna win the Royal Rumble. So we already know AJ. But it's the SmackDown. We know AJ Styles is in the match. We already know that LA Knight's in the match with Roman. We already know Randy Orton is in the match with Roman. There's really no SmackDown guys that are going to be a favorite to win this match. It's crazy because the Raw seed is very, very top heavy, and got a lot of good options there to go with. What do we got here? Let's see. Knight takes the fall from Orton. No, absolutely not. I mean, listen, in a triple threat or four-way scenario, is definitely the best way to get. Is a good way to get the belt off of Reigns and it protects him. But no. Roman Reigns can't lose it. Can't lose at the Rumble. It's Roman Reigns has been champion for 4 years. Like he needs to be beaten clean, and when it happens, it's going to be a special moment. And I'll tell you why in a second. So we got the Men's Royal Rumble, and lots of speculation going on. First off, I can tell you right now, don't expect Brock Lesnar to be in the Royal Rumble match tomorrow. Don't think it's happening. if it was to go down where Lesnar would be in the match, I would expect Gunther and Brock Lesnar to start their feud tomorrow and then have the match at Mania. But now, with all the news that came out this week, that is totally up in the air. Totally up in the air. I don't know. You're gonna have Drew McIntyre in there. You're gonna have Jay Uso in there. You're gonna have Cody. You're gonna have CM Punk. As far as surprises go, I've heard like this is more than likely a tease because I don't even think Hulk Hogan can go over a top rope and land properly anymore. But Hulk Hogan, he's like, you never know. I may have one more in me. But yeah. So I'm trying to think of men's surprises. Who do you guys think we could see as far as a surprise men entrance? I don't think The Rock is going to be in the Royal Rumble. Somebody commented earlier. Let me see. I think it was him. Yeah, I mean, Tony, like the scary thing is that you never know. Like this could be a possibility, and it would make sense to have Rock win the Rumble and go on to face Roman Reigns. I mean, that's the way you probably do it. But no, we'll talk about that in a minute. I got so many thoughts on that. Let me see what we got here. Comment wise, do we think Rock versus Roman will happen at Elimination Chamber? No. I mean, it was rumors were thrown around, but I don't think so. We may not see The Rock. Honestly, I think it's got to be a long build. I don't know. Probably WrestleMania 41. I mean, I think you got to put Rock and Roman and advertise it for an event that has not sold tickets yet, so you can sell out tickets. WrestleMania is already sold out. It's not going to do anything for attendance because the stadium is already sold out before Rock or Punk even showed up at WWE this year. And WrestleMania is already sold out. WrestleMania sells itself, so you can use it for if you want to pack out a stadium for SummerSlam. Because here's the thing: Rock versus Roman, we know it's not going to be a good match. He was winded after about 1 minute against his brouhaha with Jinder Mahal. He can't go. There are a couple different things that you can do, and we'll talk about that in a second. But let's look at the men's Royal Rumble. So all right. We already know the two favorites are either CM Punk or Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes talking about finishing his story. CM Punk saying he has his own story. All right. So I have a couple theories here. First off, Cody has to be the winner, in my opinion, for this year's Royal Rumble. He needs to be the guy to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40, and I'll tell you why. There is no bigger moment at the end of WrestleMania 40 that you can possibly do than have Roman Reigns lose cleanly for the first time since 2019 and lose to somebody whom has been teased since last year's WrestleMania to finish the story. WWE has been dropping seeds all year long about Cody wanting to finish the story. They've been telling you this story. They've been feeding to us all throughout the whole year. They've essentially been kind of subtly been building and insinuating that Rock versus Cody is going to happen at this year's Mania. This makes the most sense. It makes it's the most organic story. It's the biggest moment that you can do with Cody pinning Roman Reigns cleanly. And then you have the confetti coming down. You got the Rhodes family celebrating. Cody Rhodes on his knees crying, hugging his family. Pharaoh the dog comes down to ringside area. And you also got to think of how WrestleMania 10 ended with Bret Hart. With they built it to be an improbable win when Bret Hart defeated Yokozuna, and all the faces of the WWE roster came out and celebrated Bret Hart. If you guys remember that, WrestleMania 10, WrestleMania 20, Chris Benoit with the big win over Triple H and Shawn Michaels, the underdog, in the triple threat. And then confetti came down. Beautiful way to end WrestleMania 20. Eddie Guerrero came to the ring. I was there 20 years ago already. Jeez. Unbelievable. It's 23. And WrestleMania 30. I was there WrestleMania 30. And the same for months. For months, I knew that Daniel Bryan had to be the guy to win at WrestleMania 30 because he was getting the most organically over that year. WWE had nothing to do with it. Daniel Bryan was the most organically over. WWE had to listen to the fans there, and Daniel Bryan had that amazing moment at the end of WrestleMania 30. You guys see where I'm going with this? Every 10 years is a big face champ winning to close out the every 10-year WrestleMania. 10, the way 20 ended, the way 30 ended, and I believe 40 is going to end the same way. It's gotta. Because if you're going to have Roman Reigns versus The Rock, right? Let's say if that happens, which I don't believe it is. I believe when I see it. Okay, you're going to get a nice little stare down, kind of like WrestleMania 18. But then what? Where do you go? What do you do? Doesn't do it. It doesn't. Rock doesn't need to be the hero. He already, in my opinion, he's already put in his time. It doesn't. It's going to create a lot of eyes on the product to watch WrestleMania, I'm sure. But as far as big moment goes, it's not the biggest moment. Cody defeating Roman Reigns is the biggest moment. Now, how do you get there? So, I got. My opinion should be Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble. Don't hinder Jinder. Okay. Here we go. This is my bold prediction, though. All right, because Cody has to be the winner here. You make all the fans happy, and Cody Rhodes and CM Punk are the last two guys, and they both go over at the same time. Look at Royal Rumble '94, and look at how that ended. Look at Royal Rumble, I believe 2005. 2005. It's happened twice, and I think one of them involved John Cena actually. Maybe it was John Cena and Batista that went over at the same time. But then that was an accident, and then Batista ended up winning, if I'm not mistaken. But my bold prediction is Cody and Punk, they go over at the same exact time. And then each of them will have to decide, or maybe the general managers will have to decide, okay, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes are the Royal Rumble winners. It satisfies Cody Rhodes fans. It makes the Punk fans happy. And then they do a flip, or maybe they do a one-on-one match. CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes at Elimination Chamber to decide who gets the first pick of which champion that they want to fight at WrestleMania. How about that? So, this is my bold prediction. Punk, Cody Rhodes, they go over at the same time. And this leads to a match at Elimination Chamber where the winner gets to decide which champion that they want to fight, and then the other winner gets to get the other guy. So you can do that. All right. That would make both CM Punk fans and Cody Rhodes fans very, very happy if both guys went over at the same time. Yes, The Rock and Big Show both going over at the top. Yep. That was a good Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble 2000 live from Madison Square Garden. That was great. That crowd was so hot. You had Taz and Angle opening up the show with Taz with the debuting, and then you had Triple H and versus Mick Foley, or I think he came out as Cactus Jack in New York City Street Fight. Yeah, that was some good stuff on that card. That was a good card. That was great. Looking back, the Royal Rumble 2000 was a little weak, in my opinion. Had a couple guys you kind of knew who was going to be there to the end. But other than that, Austin wasn't there, so they lost. They didn't have that much. They were kind of missing a little bit there. But anyway, yeah, thank you for that. Almost forgot about that. So yeah, my bold prediction is Punk and Cody are going over. And then they'll figure it out. Maybe they'll figure it out Elimination Chamber. Who's going to be the guy to go to Roman Reigns and who's going to be the guy to go against Seth Rollins. Now, Cody should win. Like, there's no way that Cody should not be in this. Punk just got there in his first match back. You got to have Punk have a good showing for sure. I would like to see Punk scratching and clawing a little bit to earn his match for WrestleMania. I do not think that he should be the winner of the Royal Rumble right away. He just got back, and then let's give him the match of Royal Rumble, win, and then go on a Mania. Like, I want to see him earn it a little bit. So I want to see Cody win, and he picks Roman Reigns. That's the match that should happen. Roman needs to win. No, sorry, excuse me. Roman needs to drop this title of Mania to Cody. Cody needs to finish the story. If Roman's not going to be around, then take a break. Let somebody else have a little bit of a run. Give me a Cody title run against Gunther by the time Survivor Series rolls around. Let's see what Cody can do with this. It'll be great. So Cody wins the Rumble. He chooses Roman Reigns. And then you have the other guys, Punk, Drew, Jey Uso, and a couple others fight it out in Elimination Chamber to see who's going to be the number one contender for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. That's how you got to do it. This is the cleanest way to do it. Okay. The other option too. All right, so you have Punk win the Rumble, but now it gets a little dicey because if you still plan to do Cody, so you have to also have Cody win the Rumble here too, because it's the cleanest way to justify why Cody is going to go to SmackDown to challenge Roman Reigns. Okay. The other way to do it is it would be a little convoluted, but you can have Punk win the Rumble. He chooses Seth Rollins. And then maybe you have Cody Rhodes beat Damian Priest for the briefcase, and Cody cashes in at Mania, maybe during the alleged Rock versus Roman match at Mania. And Roman should take the pin, not The Rock. What do you guys think? What do you think? I threw some really good options, and let me tell you, the options that I gave you, one of those options are definitely happening. I just don't know which one. No MJF. I'd be shocked. I would mark out. I do not think that's happening. MJF is hurt right now. I'm almost positive he's probably signed a contract already, and they're just not telling you. They're kind of playing into the gimmick. But MJF, to my knowledge, is healing right now. I don't think we'll see MJF. AJ Lee, yes. I think she might be number 30, actually. Surprise entrant, number 30. She's not winning the Rumble, though. But I think AJ Lee would be number 30. Or maybe you bring her in a little bit earlier just to kind of give her a little bit of work. And I don't think, like I said it earlier, Sasha Banks probably be 20%. So Any of you guys have any more comments or predictions? Drop them here now. What you guys think might happen. So just to reiterate, as our predictions stand, we got Roman Reigns winning. I got either Becky or Bailey winning. So I'm going to say 55% chance Becky, 45% Bailey. I got Logan Paul winning against KO, and Logan Paul is going to hold that belt till Mania and lose that to LA Knight. I think LA Knight's time is here. I think you can do that. And then I got Cody Rhodes, but I threw a couple scenarios. I got Cody Rhodes winning, going on to Mania. But they could also do little, swerve and do Cody and Punk going over at the same time. Hogan's winning. Oh my gosh, don't even say that. He's probably going to be there though. I'll tell you that much. He'll probably be there. If he's gonna be in a Rumble match, not too sure, but anyway. Figgy, if you want to watch a good Royal Rumble match, I would suggest watching Royal Rumble 92. That was the most star-studded Rumble I've probably ever seen as far as biggest names in one match at the same time, for sure. Royal Rumble 92. You had everybody there. Flair, Hogan, Savage, $1 Million Man. You had Shawn Michaels was in that match. That was such a star-studded match. And Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan did such an amazing job calling that match. And they were an amazing duo together, period. But Royal Rumble 92 is my favorite. One of my favorites, for sure. As far as standalone match, not necessarily a whole pay-per-view, but standalone match. Royal Rumble 92 is one of my favorites. But Hogan winning. I mean, listen, Figgy, you may as well just throw on, Royal Rumble. When did he win the Rumble? Shoot. 91? I think 91. Yes, WrestleMania 7 was Hogan versus Slaughter. So Hogan beat Slaughter, so Hogan would have had to win the Rumble. So I think it was 91. Warrior was 90. Yeah, Hogan won 91, I'm pretty sure. But X-Pac and yeah, actually, you never know. No, not a win, but he could be in the match. That was a surprise entrant. Look for Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears. I'm so used to calling him by his AEW name now, but look for Ty Dillinger to come out at number 10. You gotta do that. X-Pac, maybe it comes out at number 6. And then he's thrown out by like the time number 7 or 8 guy comes in. 92, 97, 99. 92 definitely my favorite. I think 97 and 99 were with Stone Cold Steve Austin, if I'm not mistaken. 99 definitely was Austin. Let me see. Because 99 was Austin versus Rock.
Message on your phone from Daniela.
So I had to look at 97. I forgot who won that. Anyway, to those of you guys that are watching, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please, before you guys go, give us a like on the YouTube channel. We will be back with a post show Sunday nights. After the McMahon 199. Well, Punk or Cody's definitely winning. There's no doubt about that. It's obvious. I think, like I said, my bold prediction I think is Punk or Cody are probably going over the top rope together. I think they're going to throw each other out, to be honest, and then maybe they'll have to settle at Elimination Chamber and decide who's going to fight which champ. That very well could happen. If you want to make everybody happy, I think you go that route. But either way, Cody's got to be involved in the winning decision for sure at the Royal Rumble. I don't think you do Punk. I think you give him a good outing, but you shouldn't give him a win, hand him a win right away. But I think you have CM Punk shine in defeat or tie. I don't think you have him win. That's my opinion. I'm also a little sour with just everything that he's done over the shenanigans over the past couple of years. So, anyhow, we will be back. I would say around 10 o'clock Sunday night with the post show, and we'll start predicting WrestleMania. We kind of touched up on it a little bit earlier throughout these predictions of the Royal Rumble, because everything that happens in the Rumble tomorrow is going to tie into WrestleMania and Elimination Chamber. So, man, tomorrow kicks off the road to WrestleMania. Officially, we can call it tomorrow in about 1 minute and say Royal Rumble's today, because it is almost Saturday, 12 a.m. But anyhow, thank you guys for hopping on and chilling with me for a little while. These are your predictions, and we will be back Sunday night. I can't wait. WrestleMania season's here, and I'm going to be there. Talk to you guys soon. Catch you later.